I'm waging war against these drain flies. They're not fruit flies, they're drain flies. I looked online, and I'm waging war on them right now. I've been up all night. I haven't even went to sleep because I was down my basement for about 3 hours last night, killing about 1,000 of them with the fucking fly swatter. I just can't stand them. They're driving me up a wall. I got thousands of traps in my fucking basement, in my kitchen, and right now I'm losing the war on these drain flies that I waged. I'm waging a war against them, and I'm going to win it. I don't get it. I don't get it. They just keep coming back. And they seem to have been, just multiplying. And they're isolated to the basement and the kitchen, that area. But I have found a few strays. I found one in my bedroom yesterday I killed, and one in the bathroom, in my other bathroom I killed. So they're isolated in a certain area. At this juncture, I'm losing the war that I waged on with these drain flies. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to win at all costs. And I'm thinking about any method that I can use to defeat these things. I should have known they were drain flies, because one day I was sitting there looking when I was trying to kill them, and I seen one come out of the drain. And I didn't even know they were drain flies until I searched it up yesterday with fruit flies, and I seen drain flies. And that's how I found out they're drain flies. They are drain flies. So I'm waging a war against drain flies, and at this juncture, I'm losing the war that I waged against drain flies. But I refuse to lose the war that I waged against drain flies. I will win the war that I waged against raged against drain flies. I'm raging a war against drain flies, and I will win the war that I waged against drain flies. The drain flies are driving me up a fucking wall right now. Did you ever wage a war against something like this and you're losing? And I mean, I'm doing everything I can to win this war against drain flies, but the war that I waged against against drain flies is really taking it to me right now. I'm in rage from waging a war on these drain flies. I'm enraged from waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged from waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I'm enraged against waging a war against these drain flies. I truly am, and I'm pissed off. Top of that, my football season's over. Browns ain't going nowhere this year. Got no quarterback. He's injured. He ain't coming back. Case Keenum. Defense sucks. God, if our defense was playing like it should, all the money we put into it, I'd be pumped up. I'd be like, we can still win, but it's terrible. It's Joe Woods. I don't know how Joe Woods has a job. I know how Joe Woods has a job. Andrew Berry. Oh, we can't fire him. He moved his family here. Fuck that. Fire that clown. Or run a different defense, you dumbass. That's what firing people is for, dumbass. That's what defensive coordinators are for, dumbass. Oof.